Better? Hey, hi, hello, and good afternoon. My name is Amanda, and welcome to Harmony Portal Tarot Live. Happy Friday, or as I like to say, Fry, yay! How is everybody? I still feel like there's an echo. I can hear it with my ears, like live, but I don't know if you guys can hear kind of a strange echo in the video, in the live stream. Let me know. But that's neither here nor there. Hopefully, as long as you can hear me, we're good to go. But we today are going to be doing a pick a card reading using the Soul Coaching Oracle cards. I was just kind of looking through my new tarot closet. For those of you that are joining us who were not here on Wednesday, you may notice that we are in a different setup, same room, old backdrop. Well, part of it. A lot of it is gone. We are in transit around here. There's like a lot less stuff. Wrigley is moving into this bedroom. So my old tarot closet, I still need to bring my purple shelf out of there. Over here, we got Boston's mess and a bunch of mess of stuff that I've stacked over there. There's our kind of old or more recent live stream setup. But yes, we are moving out. We are leaving this room, but we may be back. Like sometimes, I don't know exactly how that's going to be because Wrigley is moving in here. We are painting the room purple. It's his favorite color, so we're letting him paint it purple. I told him the one caveat is it has to be a lighter color of purple. It can't be like dark purple like this, because this room is already really small with one window. And this time of day, it's kind of dark in here, even with the light yellow kind of paint color. So I didn't want it to look like a cave or feel like a cave. Maybe at night, sure, whatever, but it's already dark anyway. So tell us that you're here. Check on in. Let's see what's going on. When we reach about the 5-6 minute mark, we're going to get started in pulling our pick a card options using, again, the Soul Coaching Oracle cards, what your soul wants you to know. And I will even caveat this to say spirit, not soul, because again, soul is part of this matrix construct. Keeping the tabs from lifetime to lifetime. We don't need garbage overlaying our message. So we are tuning more into spirit, what our true spirit wants for us. And we're asking, what is next? What's next? Solar Siren's here. Hello. Yes. My husband is picking Boston up from golf, so thankfully I don't need to do that. He just willy-nilly schedules with his friends, or has his friends schedule, and then he goes by whatever schedule they have, and I'm like, guess what? I have a live stream at 11. I'll drop you off at 8:30 for your tea time at 9, but I may not be able to pick you up, so you're going to have to see if your dad can do it. Thankfully he can, so we're good. But yes, we are painting, and he had just let me know if Boston wants to paint his room, he's going to have to start helping out because he is the king of like disappearing when help needs to be done. Unless he's right there and I need something like real quick, but I'm like, hey, you need to do X, Y, or Z. He'll just go hide and not do it. So Wrigley, on the other hand, he'll do it as long as he knows like the next step, he'll do it. But Boston likes to try to get away with not doing it, and we're not having that, especially when there's so much work to do with moving this room out of here, moving Wrigley up here, and then basically taking everything out of the downstairs room as well so that we have space there. Ooh, I am getting Proven Winners. It's a plant thingy. Plant. Text message because I'm signed up for their newsletter. So someone out there may need to be getting a new plant today. Maybe it's me. Who knows? All right. We're about 4 minutes in. I don't know. Maybe we'll shuffle and just get ready or get kind of prepared here for our pick a card piles. But if you're here, check on in. Let us know that you're here. We'll say hi, do some shout outs, all the fun things. And I think we'll also roll our astro dice. We've got them kind of set up here. So we'll roll the astro dice to kind of see what area of life things are shifting or what's next in maybe a specific area of life. We've got the houses, the signs, and the planet associated. So with that 3-strike combination there, we can really get some details as to what area of life something is next with. But first, we're going to start pulling the card, and we're about the 5-minute mark now. Hello, Linda. Welcome. All right. So for pile one, Pile 1. What's next for pile 1? Ooh, we have radiance. I am radiant, a radiant reflection of God's light or source's light. So that's for pile 1. Of course, I'll hold the options up. Pile 2. Ooh, it already wants to come out. Pile 2. Impeccability. I'm impeccable in my thought, word, and deed. It's not about perfection. It's just about showing up. Okay, a lot of blue and kind of purpley energy here with piles 1 and 2. So pile 1, pile 2. But I think I need to do it this way. Pile 1, pile 2. Is that reading left to right? No, I think I had it right. Pile 1, pile 2. Okay, so you can pick pile 1. Actually, let me get my timestamps going. So we're at the choice. So 555 is pick a card choice. 555. Okay, pick a card choice coming up. Radiance, pile 1. Impeccability, pile 2. I'll give you a moment. If both of them call to you for whatever reason, feel free to select both piles. If only one calls, that's cool too. If none call, that's even fine as well. All right. Okay. Hello, Sunseas. Welcome. It's been a minute since I've seen you. I hope you're doing well. All right. Well, we're going to start with pile 1, which is the Radiance card. And we're going to see what's next. And we're going to really get detailed as far as like what area of life or like what specifically is shifting. Because I'm feeling this big shift coming. And that's why I just felt called to do a what's next. Pick a card. Okay. So you'll kind of just have to take my word for what we've got going on here. Okay, so we have Scorpio in the 12th house. Ooh. With, oh my gosh. I always get confused on the outer planet symbols. It's this one. I know it's an outer planet symbol. Is that Pluto? I'm going to look it up. I'm going to try. I'm going to try to use my phone because this is what we're working with. I can't see any of my icons of my apps and stuff. I can't see anything. My phone has gone from bad to worse again. Thankfully, I know where my icons on the bottom are, or I would just be shooting in the dark. Okay, so planet symbols, astrology. Oh, and I never made the timestamp for pile 1. Darn it. Well, we did roll these dice. Let's see. Okay. I need to just make a little list or chart so I remember what these are. All right. I'm not seeing Pluto on here. Look, it's not showing up on here, but that was my thought as to what this one is. I'm pretty sure it's Pluto. We're going with Pluto. So there's some, dare I say, destruction, but in a good way. This really is feeling like good, like an internal. And it's very funny because the Radiance card is looking a bit like a tower, but more like a lighthouse. So it's almost like implosion or destruction of something that's not serving you, that you dissolving or destroying or destructing it is actually going to serve you in your highest good. For many of you, this is deep-seated fear, because we're going to Scorpio here. Fear. There could be some sexual stuff or just cleansing or clearing of sexual energy here, because we also have the 12th house, which is this, everyone's like, oh, it's 8th house. 8th house and Scorpio are very sexual. Actually, no, it's the 12th house. I mean, if you want to say it's a 8th house, that's fine. But 12th house is actually where that is, where that's located. And this is also beyond the veil, out of the matrix. It's beyond. So you may be destroying illusions that have kept you locked in this matrix. That is very cool, pile 1. Some big changes or shifts coming for that. But let's get into the Clarifying Life Situations Oracle just to see anything else you need to know. And then we're going to pull some tarot as well. Woo! This one right here. Harbor of Peace. And what are we talking about? The lighthouse safely guides the ships into the harbor. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. Look at this, you guys. Harbor of Peace. And it says here, find serene refuge in the peaceful embrace of a gentle harbor, allowing tranquil waters. Oh, tranquility to still your waters. And again, Scorpio's the depth. It's the depth of the waters. And we have with the 12th house, which is, very much ruled by Neptune, or it's Piscean energy, or Jupiter if we want to go there, but Neptune, very very blue waters here. But this is about finding, look how still these waters are. There's depth to it, yes. So it may look like on the outside everything is fine, but there's an internal battle or an internal shift that's coming for you guys that you can't ignore. But again, it's an implosion of energy to where you can offload or bring all sorts of things that just are not serving you to the surface so you can peel them off or transmute or alchemize them for your benefit. I love this so far. I love this so far for you, pile one. Let's see. All right. Now my husband said something else is for sale at Home Depot. I got to check this out. So maybe you guys are hitting a sale. I kind of started this pick a card. I don't know why I'm so easily distracted today. Oh, he's just being funny. Oh my gosh. It's an inside joke. I'll share it with you maybe later, but we're busy right now. Okay. Ooh, these all four fell into my lap. So it's not like you're having to even leave the harbor to go on this hero's journey to then be safely guided back home. No, you've already done all that, pile one. You've already done all that. There may be people coming in to help you. We have 2 3s. These are the 3s of collaboration, because the 3 of swords is about heartbreak, and then the 3 of wands, it is about travel or leaving, following through. But these are the 2 cards of collaboration, communication, communion, community. We have working together, brainstorming, coming up with creative solutions, mentor-mentee situation. And then this one is about celebration, deep connection. So some of you may be finding deep connections with people that are nearest and dearest to you, or just strengthening bonds that maybe aren't near and dear now, but they are becoming so. And then with the sun and the judgment card, it's a very spiritual level up, very spiritual vibes all the way here for you guys. Some of you may be having spiritual, deeper bonds, emotions, connections with your children specifically, or if you are the child with a parent, could be that way as well. But this can also be your own internal radiance. What's more radiant of anything in this 3D matrix than the sun? I would argue your own spirit, sure, but for the most part, that's kind of just hidden from us or buried under so much trauma that it's hard for us to understand that. But we can see the most radiant thing we can actually see with our eyeballs is the sun. And then look at this. So whatever is transpiring, alchemizing, transmuting, imploding for you, pile one, I see this as actually a very good thing, because it's leading you closer to your own true spirit, the sun. The inner sun, which is your true spirit. And of course, maybe there are some light codes, DNA upgrades, downloads you're getting through the great central sun that's coming through our kind of more local sun, which, whether we want to argue that the sun is a fake sun simulator or what have you, just tuning into the nature of the natural sun, not any kind of false light, blah, 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 whatever. There is some massive downloads, massive, I just keep hearing alchemy in my mind's ear, mind's eye. Let's see. Let's close this out with one more. I want to go to the Shadow Work Oracle, because there's so much to do with digging things up from the depths. It's not even that you have to go anywhere. It's slowly rising to the surface for you. All right. Here we go. Anything else for what's next for pile one? Okay, and this is where your discernment is coming in, because there is some deception, especially with the illusions you've once fallen for, or feeling like you're unworthy. That's what's really rising for you, these depths, these deep waters with the Scorpio-Pluto 12th house combination here. It's that you're seeing through the veil of illusion. You're no longer being deceived, but that doesn't mean people or the matrix itself is still going to, it is still going to try to throw those deceptive hooks and barbs at you left, right, and center. And we have here, a slippery slope erodes trust. Honesty fosters connection and authenticity, integrity, transparency, and trust. And this really is about self-trust, especially as things are shaking and quaking with this implosion that you have going on. This is about, how am I deceiving myself? and overcoming or figuring a way around. No more self-deception. Okay, pile 1. We did it. All right, so pile 1 was the Radiance card. And if you're just joining us, we have now pile 2. We're at 15. Well, let me put these away and then we will get a timestamp for pile 2, which I still haven't done a timestamp for pile 1, but we will do that retroactively. If you're just joining us, this was pile 1 selection card and this was pile 2. Or if both called you or neither, that's fine as well. Oh, let me move it so you guys can actually read. We're going to get into pile 2 here, impeccability, momentarily. Okay, so I got to remember the order of things that I did for pile 1. I like to try to keep it kosher for both of you, or cohesive. Pile 1 and pile 2. And pile 2, we're at 1603. All right, impeccability, 1603. So pile 2, what is next for you? You're making a list, you're checking it twice. You're going to find out if you've been naughty or nice. I'm just kidding. It says, I am impeccable with my thought, word, and deed. And this is not about perfection or waiting for the perfect moment for something to happen. No, this is about potentially having this overarching idea of what's next for you, but then using this very fine-tooth comb to really zoom in on something. Let's just see what's next. What area of life? Something is changing, something is shifting, and then what's next for pile 2 in that area of life. Okay, so we have Mercury, once again in the 12th house. Do we see that? There it is. So Mercury in the 12th house with Leo. Mercury in Leo in the 12th house. Okay, let's break this down. So Mercury is about communication. It's about your sisters or other, siblings. Mars is more male siblings. Mercury is more female siblings. This could be neighbors, co-workers, people you talk to, people that you're conversing with on social media. Leo is about you. With this Mercury-Leo combination specifically, this is about you stepping out of your comfort zone and speaking your truth. Like, I can't ignore the elephant in the room or the lion in the room with that strength card of Leo here, Leo the lion. This is very much giving, I give 0 Fs anymore. What you think, I'm going to be impeccable with my word, thought, and deed. I am going to speak my truth, walk my walk, talk my talk, think my think, whatever. But then we enter the 12th house with this energy. And normally the 12th house can be a loss of energy. Like, all this effort you're putting in, it may fall on deaf ears. It just may fall on deaf ears. But guess what? You did your due diligence. You did your job. It's not up to you to police how other people respond to what you say, what you think, what you do. That's on you to, react or respond to what you do and maybe what others do as well. But it's I would say it's this whole card here is very much giving the 4 agreements. So usually you can find it, I think you could probably find it for free as an audiobook here on YouTube if you want to know what that's all about. I highly recommend this book, and every time I've read this book, I think it's 4 different times I've read it. I'm planning to do a 5th here very soon. When things kind of slow down around here, I plan to hop back into that. But every single time I've read that book, I get deeper gnosis or knowledge or wisdom, and just this feeling of being able to embody those 4 agreements, which impeccability with your word is one of those 4 agreements. But this is really about you examining what agreements you've made with others, either as silent contracts, verbal contracts, written contracts, soul contracts. You're reading the fine print, and if it just doesn't align or pertain to you anymore, or you're just not in agreement anymore, it would be going against the impeccability of your word, thought, and deed to continue in those contracts. So pile 2, we haven't even gotten into the card yet, and you're already like, very much like pile 1, yes, you're going to the depths. This is an internal implosion for sure, but also there's this external implosion. You may have a bit more fallout with people in your life because of these shifts and changes than pile 1 had, because you're no longer going to remain silent on things that are harming your spirit, harming your soul. All right, so let's see. We know what area of life. This could also be spiritual, but a lot of this is happening behind the scenes. So it's not like you're going to have a public outcry with people, even though this is a very public kind of energy here with very Mercury, third house vibes, fifth house vibes, very front and center. Everybody look at me. But yet at the same time, these big, maybe you're speaking your truth in public, but then the people that have a problem with it will come to you in private. So they're not going to blast you all over like social media or in front of a group of people or anything like that. So you can, I guess, at least know that you're not going to be called out. Not that there's anything wrong with what you've said or done. In fact, you've spoken your truth. But if someone else has a problem with it, they're going to come to you privately. All right. Anything else for pile 2? What's next? What's next? Enjoy the journey. So yeah, it may be having some ups, some downs, some bumps, some, loop-de-loos, whatever. But enjoy the journey. Embrace each moment fully, staying open to new experiences and lessons along the way. And we have the sun front and center here in your reading as well. We had the sun. We've got Leo, which is ruled by the sun. So again, what we were talking about, this is very much linked there. I feel a lot of you selected piles 1 and 2 because this really is the bridge from internal to external transformation here, but also the sun, the Leo energy is very strong here. But just enjoy the journey. Don't feel you have to rush to get to some ending to make things happen. All right, so we pulled 4 tarot cards for pile 1, so let's try to do the same for pile 2. Or however many need to come out. All right, this might be more. No, it's 4. It's 4. Okay. Wow, my goodness. Look at all the cups. We have 9 of Cups, Knight of Cups, Page of Cups, and Page of Swords. So there's a lot of new energy, young energy. Maybe you're feeling like you're bumbling and fumbling a little bit, especially with communication. But you're finding a way to speak your truth that is going to lead to recognition, reward, abundance, people admiring you. And that's not why you're doing it. That's not why you're speaking your truth. But it's like you're gaining some level of respect by speaking your truth instead of allowing someone to just steamroll you or talk over you. You're saying, oh, actually, I wasn't finished talking. And then you continue with what you wanted to say. Or if somebody is just not listening to it all, you're finding a way to get your words out. And it may be in very surprising, but also very creative ways. For someone watching, this may not be a literal pregnancy. This feels more like kind of a gestational time of a project or some sort of wish fulfillment that you're working toward. Wow. Yeah. For someone, this is massively a creative project. And even if you've already started this thing, put it on back burner, started it, put it on the back burner, picked it back up, put it on the back burner, you're going to finally gain some momentum. But don't beat yourself up that it hasn't all happened yet, or something that you've been working toward hasn't, again, popped off yet. It will. It really will. All right. Let's get a shadow work oracle. Pile 2. What's next? What's next? There's definitely some recognition, some respect. Having hope. We've got a cute little cup of tea here. So navigate your shadows with compassion and gentleness, grace, kindness, and self-care. And with all of these cups, oh my goodness. Yes, this really is about self-care. Speaking your truth, walking your walk, talking your talk, all of these things, but also taking very good care of yourself. Very good care of yourself. Reading the fine print. Overcoming some obstacles in like ways that you've treated yourself, be it through your diet, through your thought process, through just physically not going to bed when you know you should, or when is applicable for you to do that. It's like you're taking the reins to parent yourself in a way that's actually going to benefit you in the long run. Yeah, that sun energy is just very strong here. And I would say I'm getting another additional download. Stay out of the midday sun if you can help it, because sunburns may be happening. But that early morning, kind of into before, like, I would say 11 a.m. is a good, easy time. Just kind of check your UV. I think it's called the UV index, to see if it's really high. If it's kind of moderate to low, you should be good in the sun. But yeah, watch that UV index, not KP index, UV index. Yeah, especially for most of you watching, I think that you're in this northern hemisphere here, that yeah, just be sure you're careful in the sun. And I would say that also goes for pile one. If you're from pile one still listening, be careful. Just, it's always a good idea to be careful. All right. Well, I don't think we have any donations. So that just may be it for us today. But let me put these back. We'll chit chat for a moment and then I will duck out after that. Okay. So let's catch up on comments. Long time no see. Hope everyone is doing great and enjoying the summer. Yes, thank you so much. I know I can at least speak for myself that yes, I am. Very busy, go with especially with Boston and his golf, but we're about a month out, well, a little more than a month out from tryouts. August 14th and 15th are his golf tryouts for high school golf team. And he's trying out for a school that is like state champion quite a bit of time since at least 2016 that I know of, but most recently took, I think, second at state. So they're only taking 7 JV junior varsity or 5 varsity, which there's so many good kids. There's so many good golfer kids his age and even older that we're like, fingers crossed that he makes the golf team. But what a cool thing that would be if he made it just, for his own happiness and experience and all the fun things. So so I'm more than happy to cart him around town. He's got a pass that we bought him at 3 different golf courses, and every Tuesday he's part of a junior tour around town where they go to another golf course, a different golf course, different golf course, different golf course, and play 18 holes. And yeah, so he's having a lot of fun with that. Yeah, and I'm just living vicariously through him as far as my fun and enjoyment, because I'm just at home clearing stuff out of rooms so we can move the kids' rooms. Oh, Mercury. Scorpio and Pluto. Yes. Hello, everyone. I'm in migraine as well as just starting my period. Oh no, that's a hard combination right there. Oh, hope everyone is doing fine, unlike me. Yes, I hope you're feeling better soon. But she's up for it. Kashvi and I are working on a diamond art, like paint by numbers. Oh, those are fun. I've seen those, like diamond painting, I think they're called. Something like that. A set of 3 pictures have to be completed by sticking different colors of diamonds. Yeah, that sounds like so much fun. Meticulous, tedious work. I said meticulous. Meticulous, tedious work, but sometimes I am totally like up for some work like that, just getting in the zone, just like so fun. Love it. Another thing I like to do is like Sudoku or Sudoku. I never know how to say it. Sudoku. I think that's how you say it. Sudoku. The numbers. I'm really good at it because I would do it all the time when my kids were really little, like breastfeeding. I just sit there and I had this really big, thick book of like 1,000 puzzles, and I just do those. Sudoku. I think that's how you say it. I did those a lot when I was expecting Kashvi, and even before that. Maybe that's why she's so good at math. No, not that you need to do math, but you need in the square. So you have a square, like 3 squares to equal 9, and then the whole big square. And you have to have them in order. Yeah, it's hard to explain kind of, but if you've played it, you know what I'm talking about. Where you have to have both this way, all in order of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's been a while since I've done it, but man, when I do it, I like get in the zone for like 6 months, and that's like all I do in my free time. That and read. Or I'll listen to an audiobook while I do Sudoku. That's Sudoku. God, now I'm confusing myself. But that's like my favorite like pastime combination. Like if I can just like focus on not a word puzzle, like a number puzzle while listening to someone's book. Oh, so fun. Oh, I love it. Did those a lot. Oh yeah, I read that. Now I don't do it anymore. Yeah, you're good. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, you donated. Okay. Well, I will head over to email and see what we got here. How to get out of my head and the pressure I am feeling. I have a headache, even though I am very careful on my diet. What's advice from my monad source? Creation energy. All right, let's tune in. And we're going to go to the gold foil tarot because I just heard that's what we're doing. So we're going to do that. Okay, so for Versha, tuning into her lovely true monad, spirit, source creation energy, how to get out of her head and the pressure she's feeling. How? Okay, so it's very interesting because we've got work and focus here. And this does not mean you have to roll up your sleeves and just like hit the ground running, grinding, doing something that's going to tire you out. This to me does feel more like mental energy. And how funny, we were just talking about Sudoku. I think that's how you say it. We were just talking about that. So it's almost like finding something you can really focus on, or again, diamond painting. I mean, he's got a chisel and a hammer here, kind of creating a picture with the pentacle here, with the pentagram in the pentacle. But focusing on something like that would be really good for you. Let me go back to your question. And especially with the pressure, how can she release the pressure she's feeling in her head? Yeah, I'm seeing that Carrie K description of being able to open the crown and allow that energy to flow. And then here we have some confusion. So what I'm getting with this card is there's kind of a clash of high vibrational energy coming in and low vibrational or kind of 3D matrix energy that it's having trouble integrating into your system. So just setting that intention, opening the crown to allow this source light to come in. Of course, you're closed off to anything negative or nefarious, anything that's looking to harness or harvest your energy in any way. You're not open to that. But yeah, this is very much mental energy and focus or effort that you're putting into something that will help allow this pressure, or kind of, I'm seeing it like a teapot where the steam's starting to come out and then the tea kettle starts to whistle. It's like dueling nature of two opposing energies that are trying to take up residence in your physical energy field, basically. And it is because this higher light is coming in, and it can throw us through a loop or for a loop when that comes in and we think, oh, I've done something wrong, or they're blasting negative frequencies because I'm feeling really crappy right now, or I have a migraine, or whatever's going on. But a lot of times it's just the density in our own body that resonates with that lower vibration is looking to be offloaded because these higher light codes are coming in to allow that density to come to the surface and shift. And that was what we were talking about in pile 1, if you missed that. Let's just see any advice, wisdom. Let's see, go back to your question here. Yeah, I don't feel it's anything from your diet that's done this. It's very much just these light codes and then just kind of the existing frequency here. Advice from Monad Source Creation Energy. Woo, one fell right into my lap. Hard work will pay off. And we do have progression here. Look at this. So it's just about the integration of this by focusing on something. Because when you're sitting worried or you're like, oh, I'm in pain. And I know when you have a migraine, it is the hardest thing to just, I have a migraine, and just be okay with that. Like you keep going, oh, I have a headache. This hurts. I don't like it. A lot of times what I will do, not to push the pain away, but if I feel like for some reason, it's kind of here to stay for a while, like, hours or maybe even a day or so, I will try to find something else to focus on. I will allow the pain to be there as long as it's in my benefit. As far as integrating higher codes, I can kind of get behind the fact that, okay, I understand it's going to be painful. Maybe, asking your own true spirit and whoever you're working with through source and these codes to kind of just dial down the pain, because it's really hard on the physical body to focus on anything when you feel like this. And that will help alleviate. But yeah, it's very much about physical. Look at all this physical, and then we have mental here about being able to focus, or those kind of dueling energies coming in. But yeah, it's just mostly allowing the time that's needed for this light to ground. And so a crown chakra meditation from Carrie K work? Yes, absolutely. I'm seeing at least the pressure valve being let off. So the steam is rising and coming out. It may not completely take it away, but it'll kind of take the edge off of it. Today, while live call with Carrie, I saw myself entangled in a muck energy. It was sticking to me. Yeah, and then that's That's this right here. It got untangled and got released into this crystalline blue liquid energy. And look what's behind. And he's even bathed in this kind of crystalline blue robe here. Look at that, or dress, gown, whatever. Wow. Where there was peace. Oh, that's cool. And maybe you're even cloaking yourself in that color of liquid blue crystalline energy just around you, almost wrapping it like a blanket or wearing it like a robe or a cloak. Wow. I did a lot of revocation, reclamation since Wednesday. Did that bring up? Yes, yes. But again, it's like with the good comes the bad. It's like the more work we do, the less we vibrate with the frequency that's at play here. But then when those light codes do come in, yeah, there's kind of a clash of, energies that come in. But usually it takes a day or two at most, and then you're integrated to where you're not like 7 days worth of a migraine or something. It's weird. It's weird. As we've been talking for your reading, I'm feeling this kind of pain in the back of my neck, head area here on the left. This is my left. Normally I feel that on my right. I'd say 90% of the time it comes in on my right, but I'm starting to feel a little twinge on my left. So I don't know if specifically it's more on your left side or what, but left is the feminine. It is the feminine side. So I'm feeling this pain for your reading to bring up something about the divine feminine, or just allowing yourself to receive the benefit of these codes, and to also the feminine energy is also about releasing or letting go of what's no longer serving. So it's about allowing the density to go, and sometimes that takes time, again, because we're in a physical matrix here. It's going to take some physicality, some pain, and a little bit of time for that density itself to release. So it's almost like, I always use this analogy, it's like you're trying to upgrade a computer while using it. So if you can do some self-care, do some rest, do that crown chakra meditation, do your diamond painting, or something to kind of keep your brain busy so you're not so focused on the pain, especially after you kind of say, okay, yes, I am ready for these light codes. Yes, I'm ready to allow this density. So it's like good's coming in, bad's coming out all at once while you're trying to exist and be a human in this 3D reality. It's kind of bullshit, if you ask me. It really is. That we have to deal with all of this, but there it is. That's what's going on. Let me go to the soul coaching cards that we used for our pick a card and just see any other advice, guidance, wisdom before we close out for Versha. I'm hearing take two. So, and that's something they say, if you kind of try something first or the first time and you kind of mess up or you need to redo it, you're like, take two, like in like film or something, like take two. And then they do the little clacker thingy. All right, so we're taking 2 cards. Woo! Okay, 1 jump. So this is slippery energy here. So it may be something you're working toward. Yeah. Again, and look, it's almost like one's flowing one way, one's flowing another. Let me get right here. One's flowing one way, one's flowing another, and they're kind of clashing in the middle. Look at that. That's what I was seeing in my mind's eye, just like clash, coming together. Good flowing in, bad flowing out. And yes, maybe they kind of overlap or kind of get stuck, tangled up a little bit. But that's what's kind of slippery or tricky for you, is to just allow, be in the flow of what's going on. The glory of the universe flows through me. And what I envision when I'm trying to let go or release something, this is a very powerful thing to do. And I always forget to do it. That's the weird thing. It's so simple, so easy, yet it's hard for me to remember to do it. But when I'm feeling any type of way and I want to surrender to it, again, not the fatalistic surrender, like, I guess I have no power here, I'm a victim, not like that. But you're like, okay, this light's coming in, this density's flowing out. I really don't want to do this, but I kind of have to do this right now. So what I envision is myself floating down a river. I'm just kind of, floating on my back, flowing down the river, allowing the divine river to flow me where I need to be. And just as a default of me doing that, it allows the density to shed or shift or alchemize or transmute or offload, whatever it needs to do. Yeah, so flow. It's easier said than done, but it's simple but not easy. I guess we would put it that way as well. I realize that I have to let go of the story of my life, the victim story. Yes, and that could be also what this is saying as well, Versha. Yes. And we've all been victimized over and over and over again in so many different ways. Some more than others, yes. But it's about saying, okay, yeah, that thing happened to me once, but it no longer has a hold on me. And it really isn't some outside force or source that is making us realize that. It comes from within, and we just getting tired of our own churning in these same cycles. Um, because when we let go of the story of victim, we can no longer be victimized. And if someone tries to victimize us, we can see it coming a mile away, and we're like, yeah, no, no, I deserve respect. You're not treating me like that. I mean, maybe we're saying it in a different way, but energetically speaking, we cannot be that vibrational match to victimhood anymore. And then the people in our lives can't victimize us as easily anymore. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's difficult. It's simple, but it's not easy. But it feels very difficult. Um, Especially when, dang it, we have been through some stuff, and it's hard. It's hard out here. And the moment I did feel it was coming from S and the Matrix, but I saw myself no more stuck. Oh, stuck. Also, the migraine is on my right this time. Oh, funny, because mine's normally on the right. I'm feeling it today on the left, but yours is normally on the left. Today, you're feeling it on the right. That is interesting. And the left is about masculine. So it's allowing your masculine to step forward to be the container for your divine feminine energy. And then the flow, we can't ignore the fact that, they'll call a period outflow. So allowing you to release, I mean, the time your period comes is a time of release, letting go. So you're naturally shedding density right now, regardless of codes coming in or not already. So allowing yourself that rest time is really good. It's really good right now. I realize I have a lot. Oh yeah. The story, I could help my mom in her last days. I would love to allow all this to just go. Yeah. So is clearing happening? Is it clearing happening, which I am pushing against? So I just say that I allow. There you go. And it's not to mean that you allow anyone to come in and victimize you, or you're allowing anything that's around to just come in and hook into your energy. No, you're allowing the density to lift and those light codes from your spirit to come in and assist you. And if it's very heavy, no, don't worry about the grossness. But yeah, the clotting, that lets you know you've been, because really your period and how it goes is a result of the previous month. From the end of that last period all the way to the beginning of the next, it's telling you, all the traumas you experienced. And because if you remember, if you watch the Ola Wolny webinars, she talks about it specifically. I know there's some on YouTube as well, but she talks specifically about how the menstrual cycle shouldn't be painful. And the more painful it is, you can actually look back and say, oh, wow, yeah, it was a really traumatic month, or I had this really bad thing happen, or this person yelled at me, or, whatever it was. And then your period is much worse than it has to be, because the feminine, whether you're intimate with someone or not, you're picking up all the garbage. We are basically natural filters for this matrix. Not natural. I mean, it's not supposed to be like that, but we've been delegated that job as to be these like natural filters for all of the violence, all of the pain, all of the victimization. Whether it's happening directly to us or in our communities or our country or our whatever, we are, as women, placed all over this, continent and globe, whatever we want to call it, realm. That's whether we want to or not. Even if we went off in Mother Nature and we're living off grid by ourselves, it would still find us and we would still have to transmute it. But the more in alignment we can be with our body, our home, our community, and the people that we connect with on a day-to-day basis, the easier it's going to be. Yeah. And the more connected to our divine feminine we're going to be. Yeah. Oh, and Linda's going to donate for a one question. Cool. Yeah. Hello. Just chimed in. Think also need this info on periods. Funny enough. Well, hey, that's where your attention goes, energy flows. And even though, Versha paid for this reading, that doesn't mean others can't benefit from the advice and wisdom coming through. Absolutely. Oh, yes, I had just before Kay's Nationals, the Destiny swap that happened, and then I got the throat and ear clearing. Then the fight 2 weeks ago. Yeah, you've just had it piled on. Well, now can be a time you let go of all of that and then some. Just allow this to be a time you're letting go. You're shedding not only the uterine lining, but you're shedding victimhood, old regrets, wounds, traumas. Just use this as a time to really shed all the BS that you can think of. And even the bull crap that you can't think of. Just say anything that is in my highest good to let go of or release right now. Let's let it flow, let it go. And again, the analogy of, or the visualization of being able to see yourself just flowing down a river, almost like just this leaf on top of the water, or just very light on top of the water, and allowing the divine rivers of source to guide you. It will naturally help you shed anything that's not meant to be carried, or to weigh you down, that's going to pull you under the river. We don't need that either. So you can almost envision these like sandbags attached to the back of you as you're floating down this river, and envisioning them just dropping down, dropping down, dropping down. That's another really powerful visualization you can do. Remember, your imagination and your intention is your magician card. It is your manifestation. It is your magic. That is, one of the ways. Also, tuning into the womb portal and just allowing spirit source to come through you is another way. Yeah, it's a really powerful one. And I forget to do it all the time. But when I do it, I'm like, why don't I do this more? Why don't I do this more? My pain has eased, but I am just burping and feeling nauseous. Well, the burping and nausea is definitely energy moving and coming in. It can be energy moving out and energy coming in, and both. It can be both as well. But yeah, I just will feel randomly nauseous at times, and just like lots of just excess like burping and stuff will come up when I know there's a lot of energy coming through my field, whether it's coming or going or kind of both. That's when I know. Yeah. And the main way for me specifically that I have that energy come in and flow is through like underarm sweat. I don't sweat anywhere else unless it's like actually hot outside, but it can be middle of winter and I'm just sweating at the pits. Like I have to wear black shirts. You can't see it, can you? Oh, you can kind of see the ring of it. I mean, it's just been this way since I was old enough to actually sweat, like pre-puberty time. And I always was just so embarrassed and I hated it, but I had good arms in high school. So I just wore a lot of tank tops. It was no big deal. But I had specific shirts that I really loved that were like light blue or light pink or whatever that I couldn't wear most days because I was just energy flowing as the water, the sweat, the salt in the water. Yeah. All right. Okay. So we're going to move on. Hope that resonated. Hope that helped a little bit. Yeah, dreams and nights on full active, that it leaves me exhausted even after sleeping. Yes, absolutely. And you can even, have your spirit kind of come in and calibrate that. Please, even though we're really active with my consciousness during the dream state, please allow my body to get the rest and recuperation it needs, because it's desperately needed, especially when you're offloading and bringing in new energy simultaneously. You're going to need all the energy you can get. And another way you can get a quick boost of energy is, this is another simple practice for all of you that are listening, and Versha as well. Just, this is what I do. I envision any cords that are connected between me and someone or something. It doesn't have to be a someone. It could be AI. It could be an app on your phone. It can be your phone itself. And find any cords that are hooked between you and someone or something else. And then pull all your power back through all of those cords. And every day I find hundreds. And I'm clearing constantly. And I still find hundreds of cords that are corded into my energy field. Well, I will call back all of my power through those cords, like sucking it back like a straw, coming back to me from all these hundreds of cords, or 2 cords, or however many you find. And even if you're just like, I think there's a lot of them, they're here, they're there, they're over there. Just visualize all of your power coming back through these straws or cords, coming back, coming back, coming back. And then once you feel you've gotten every drop of your power back through those cords, then you bring this kind of, I call it like a golden shower. That sounds gross. Like the golden healing light. And they talk about the violet flame, but I never really resonated with that too much. It's kind of connected to the false light Saint Germain thing. So I don't really like to get into that specifically, but you can envision this kind of shower of light that comes in and dissolves anything that is not of pure source energy. And it will instantly dissolve those cords. First, I kind of pull them out by the roots from me, pull them out from the roots from the other person or thing they're attached to, and then bring that kind of shower of golden or, whatever color resonates for you. It may be different, maybe black. I mean, who knows? Who cares? That's up to you. Bring that in to dissolve anything that is not a pure source creation. And then, because there'll be kind of spots where these were hooked into me, kind of tributaries of the roots where they were locked into me, I bring up my own spirit kind of through my solar plexus into my heart space, and I feel every bit of not just my physical body, but my etheric body, my energy field, just through all time, space, reality, lifetime, dimension, all the things, and allow my spirit to fill in the gaps and take up resonance where it should have been all along. And then if you want to kind of keep yourself kosher for a while, you can expand that spiritual light. I picture it as like 3 golden bubbles around me to kind of protect my energy. And if you want to really take it up a notch, envision yourself in the healing waters of the womb space to heal while you are in this protection. And then to take it up even a further notch, I put this almost like black pyramid. You could put spikes on it or whatever to just say, no one or nothing can negatively impact or harm me while I've got this up, and I cannot negatively harm or impact anyone else as I have this up. It's very, very potent. And it sounds so very woo-woo or like, oh, that's just playing make-believe in my head. That's what they want you to think. Playing make-believe in your head is for children, or it's stupid, or it's out there. No, that's literally where your power is. And not even just in your head, because it's not all mental. You can feel it. Like, just pull your own spirit energy from your womb, from your solar plexus, from your heart, and radiate that outward. That alone should be able to protect you. But if you want to take it up a notch and do all those other things, you can. Or if you want to completely take what I just said as a template and then add your own spin to it, your own flair to it, or completely dismantle it and do something different, hey, do it. Whatever works for you, because if it works for me, it may not work for you exactly the same way because it doesn't resonate the same way. Maybe something different, maybe different colors, different shapes, different intentions will work for you, and that's totally fine. I just share what's worked for me and then customize it as you will. All right. Shoulders and neck are stiff too. Just came into the room to lie down. Yeah, I've been getting a lot of upper back, kind of mid to upper back stiffness going into the neck and shoulders for sure. I've been getting that a lot lately. And another thing is women specifically, but people in general, will store a lot of trauma in their hips. So even if you can just get up like this, like we'll get up, we'll just do this together. Just kind of, oh, I can feel my lower back popping. Just, you don't have to get too fancy, just, and if you want to set your intention or your visualization with it, just release, let go of any stored trauma. It may even bring up emotions. I did this earlier today, so I'm good. I've cried it out. But, you can just, whatever, do a little dance, just get those hips moving, even like the twist. Remember the twist? Chubby checker back in the day. I don't know. Just get some hip movement going. Or even if you're laying down, you can kind of move your hips from side to side as well. All right. I've started switching off my phone every night currently due to holidays, and we don't need the alarm, right? Oh, I wish I could do that. Boston still has to be up and out of here by 7:30 every morning, which is actually earlier than he would have to be at school. His school last year started at 7:43. Random time, I know. But he has to be at his weightlifting conditioning thing at 7:30 at the high school. So we have to be up and at it pretty early, at least Monday through Thursday. But today had an 8:30 tea time. So we were still all up by like 7:15. But Wrigley, he's been sleeping till like noon, 11:30. He did get up at 6 yesterday, 6 a.m., and then went back to bed until like 12:15 p.m. I'm like, whoa, he's growing. He's going through growth spurt. I can feel it. Linda says, I don't really have an urgent question, so maybe just a general that is important for me to hear now. Any surprises, anything I need to be aware of? Whatever comes through, feeling unfocused. Okay, tuning in. For Linda, in alignment with Linda's true spirit, what does she need to know? Ooh, okay. So there's some unprocessed grief coming up, but this was the first card that flipped out. So there's a victory coming, a reward, a recognition. This does feel something to do with family, something that's been just kind of stressing you out, kind of a thorn in your side. You're going to have a victory with it. And this feels very much with communication. There's something with communication or just the way what you're thinking of something that's going on. And Canary has also donated. I meant to say that a minute ago, but yeah, you will go and rest. So powerful. Well, look at this, Linda, the sun. This came out in a reading or earlier. I don't know if you were here for our full pick a card portion of today's reading, but this card wanted to come out. This is about happiness. This is about abundance. Can also ignore the elephant in the room. This is maybe your sun, S-O-N, sun's energy coming in. There may even be something difficult he's been going through. I know he had a bit of a troubling and trying time recently. But there's some sort of victory or something he's overcoming, maybe even some connection or deeper connection you're having with your son. Sorry if you can hear Ruth barking. She's going at it for whatever reason. Hi, Kirsten. Let's just see. Make sure we are on. Yeah, okay. I was like, did I skip Canary? Did Canary donate before Linda? But no, Linda donated first. Okay. Anything else Linda needs to know? My son in own apartment this month, independent now. And that may be, you're very happy about that, I'm sure, but just to lose him from the house is maybe just difficult, sad, but this is for everyone's best interest. This is what he needs. This is what he desires. What he deserves is to kind of be living a more independent life. I mean, he can absolutely still be a big part of your life. And it did come after a really difficult time for him that he's now back on his feet. Let's get a clarifier on this tower, because I was really tuning into your son's energy as I was pulling this card. Let's just clarify this tower. I'm really feeling like this is past energy. Yes, absolutely. Tower and death card. So that version of him that was going through all of this difficulty really just no longer exists to the degree it does now. He's had like this death and rebirth of who he is, his goals, his wishes, his dreams, just being able to move forward without having his past come back and be something that's going to follow him around. He's just ready to look forward, put that old chapter behind him. Stigmatized by the prior difficulty. And I see him being able to not let that hold him back, him have just this very successful future for himself. Maybe not right away, but he's building towards something. And eventually, he's going to be just fine. He may be a bit worried about finances or just like, okay, we're kind of living, not paycheck to paycheck so much, but, he doesn't have a huge nest egg from which to draw from. But again, this is giving him something to work toward, where he's going to be really smart with his money. I see him really pulling back on just frivolous spending, things like, fast food or just eating out, not cooking at home, that kind of stuff. He's very close to a breakthrough with finances. This could even look like more money coming in. All right. We kind of took a turn toward your son, but let's just see for Linda. Well, that's the beauty part here, Linda, is of course when we're mothers, not every mother out there, but you and me specifically for sure, this is one of our greatest worries in life is, how are my kids doing? And if they're doing good, then I'm doing good. Like that's what this is feeling like. So it very much, yes, even though most of this message has been about your son, it very much is feeling like it's also about you, because when he's feeling good and doing good, it's like you can kind of take that sigh of relief and focus on your fun things and what you want to do, especially with just kind of feeling a little unfocused. So let's tune into that energy of maybe Linda feeling a bit unfocused right now and just see any guidance, wisdom, advice that wants to come through. All right. Yeah, you're going to have a very clear direction coming up, and it's going to be very exciting. And this is like the root of this card is about success and knowing that you made the right choice with whatever decision, whatever direction you're going to go. That a lot of times someone will make a choice or a decision, and then instantly, or maybe a month, 2, 3 months down the road, they're like, oh, maybe I should have done that other thing or went that other direction or bought that other car or, whatever the case may be. But this is letting you know, no, the decision you did make was the right decision. You made the right move. You're on the right path. This literally could be buying a new car or doing some sort of detail or a maintenance upkeep with the car that you have. Or again, something with your son, maybe making sure his car is doing well, something like that. But also, this is a travel card. So there may be some travel coming up, or maybe just getting you kind of the ball rolling, or you thinking about your next travel. Yeah, so by the end of November, he will have it all cleared up. Yes, he has cut back significantly on frivolous spending. So he's already able to start saving, even if it's just a little bit each paycheck or whatever. He's going to start being able to really start to see that accumulate. I have a lot of ideas, but trouble taking action steps. Okay, let's just see any guidance or clarity for Linda on figuring out how to start taking action steps. Okay. Yep, that's exactly what you just said. I have ideas, but like, where do I start? Like, how do I balance all of this? What do I do? What do I put as my focus or my priority? A lot of times when I draw the Two of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles, or the Two of Swords, I love to get a clarifier. Okay. So this really is about giving yourself some time to just kind of do like a brain dump on a piece of paper. It doesn't have to be like a fancy journal or anything. It just can literally be a piece of paper and a pen, and you're just kind of writing out, it'd be fun to do this. It'd be cool to do that. I have this like to-do list item hanging over my head. Just get everything out on paper. Things you want to do, things you know you should do, things that you're like, do I need to do it? Do I not? Can I get it off my to-do list? Can I just get rid of something? This is about simplifying or kind of decluttering your mind space so that you can then get it all out on paper and kind of go from there. Like, what is my main priority right now? Where should I put my focus? And then once you decide, again, going back to that chariot, once you decide, okay, I'm going to really focus on this thing, then you can kind of hit the ground running and, okay, what are my next like 2-3 action steps just to get the ball rolling with this for me? And then you can start doing that. And then after you've kind of hit that second or third step, you're like, okay, now what's next? Write down the next few things. Or if you kind of hit this roadblock, because I see that may be a potential. When you do hit another roadblock with, okay, I made it this far, but like now I'm kind of confused as to where do I go next? What do I do next? Once again, go back to your brain dump, get your ideas out about that specific thing. Maybe even I'm seeing your husband being a really good sounding board. Even if he's not giving you a lot of input or advice, you just talking to him somehow unlocks, just you saying the words out loud to him somehow unlocks your own resolution to the problem, is really what this is feeling like. Exactly the stage I am at. Lots of thoughts, mind indeed cluttered. Yeah. And even if you can get like a big piece of paper, something you can really just keep adding to, or a notebook where you can flip a page and just keep adding to it. Even if it's not all relevant to what you need to focus on, just getting it down on paper somehow just seems to help alleviate just all the unfocused, hazy kind of thinking that we can get. Yeah, like a mind map. Yeah. And I know they sell these like really big, like 16 by 24 size, like grid paper, as like a pad on Amazon. Or if you just want plain paper, you can get like a big sketch pad or something that you can easily tear pages out or whatever. But yeah, just say, and one of the best ways, Linda, this is coming through. One of the best ways for you to focus on what you should do is not the thing itself, but how you want to feel, and following that feeling. Do you want to feel peaceful? Do you want to feel excited? Do you want to feel unburdened? Like, what is the feeling you're grasping for the most? And write that feeling down, circle it, and then find action steps that are going to bring you closer to that feeling. That's what's going to benefit. Yeah, even if like I want to get my house organized so I don't feel so stressed out, or so that I do feel this sense of peace around my home where I already know when I go to look for something, I'm going to find it. But me as a more right-brained thinker, for me to try to sit there and analyze and calculate all the steps I need, sometimes that makes my eyes cross and I just want to go sit down and do nothing and then burn out, not even doing anything. So instead, I focus on how I want to feel and then chase that feeling. Love that. Focusing on the feeling. I'll be away for 2 days next week. That will be a good time to do this. Yeah. And sometimes we just need, yes, to be able to bounce our ideas off someone else without even their input. But other times we just need to be in our own energy to just really focus on, okay, what do I want? What should I write down on this paper? How do I want to feel? And that'll help immensely. Yeah, Linda. Well, you got it. And I really do see that very soon you're going to have a breakthrough with what you're focused on or what's next for you. It's definitely going to be something that you're going to feel this excitement coming in that you haven't felt in a while. So very cool, Linda. All right, I'm actually going to get up and turn the fan on over here. I think I turned it off at the switch because this is not working, and it should be working unless the battery died, but I don't think so. Oh yeah, I was washing the light switch earlier, trying to wash some of these walls because we're getting prepared to paint. So I accidentally turned it off as I was washing the light switch. Okay. All right, Canary, go ahead and post your question, my dear, and we're going to get right into that for you. Turn it down. It doesn't need to be at Mach 10. Hoping to get a card on advice for my connection with D. Thank you. Okay. All right, let's tune in. Actually, I'm hearing to go to the Wake Me Up Tarot, so we're going to do that. I know these are such pretty cards, but for some reason, we're going to the Wake Me Up Tarot. This is a fun one as well. I like this one. All right. For Canary, tuning into Canary's lovely spirit and especially her connection with D. Advice for her connection with D. Okay. Ooh, so this definitely feels like a romantic connection. Correct me if I'm wrong. Look at that combination. We've got the Lovers and the Nine of Cups. So I do see if this is someone who's on a more romantic connection with you, that you're going to have some wish fulfillment or something that you've been wanting to happen or manifest in this connection is absolutely going to happen. Oh, I have chills. Chills. Nine of Cups, heart on her belly. Oh, it really is a heart on her belly. I did not notice that until you just said that. Yeah, it's like the shadows of her abs and stuff. Wouldn't we all be so lucky to have those abs? Very cool. But yes, this really is about a decision you're making that is going to put this connection in a forward momentum. I know we don't have any swords on the table yet, but there's something with communication or lack thereof that's been stressing for you or frustrating, I guess is a better word, kind of frustrating for you with communication or lack thereof. But I do see like a new beginning, not to say you have to start all over in your connection, but it's almost like, yeah, there's that sort of clarity and truth, but just maybe speaking your truth. And if there is any kind of confusion as to like, where is this connection going? It's all about you both being able to communicate the sword of truth, the communication card popping in after I saw it before it came out, to kind of make yourselves a little roadmap here of like, where do we see ourselves? Like, not that you have to plan for like 10 years into the future, but like, where is this connection going? What do you want from this connection? What do I want from this connection? And like coming together and having like a deep conversation about it. But it does feel like it's almost like, again, not that you're starting over like, hey, my name is, your name and D, you are D. Okay, cool. You don't have to go that far back, but just starting over like, okay, we've been going down this road. Like, what does this mean for us? Like, let's clarify here, getting clarity. And you just asking him, can I have help knowing like what we are? Where do we stand? How do you see us, in our future? And then look what's looking at us here. The Judgment, which is a very spiritual card. It's very much about both of you rising to the occasion or leveling up. And then the Sun is about a really beautiful outcome. Of course, it's normally the Page of Cups that I get the vibe of pregnancy, but with this combination here, I would say if you are being intimate and you don't want to have a physical pregnancy, be very careful at this time. Between now and September, September's like a highlight month for a lot that's going on energetically for a lot of people right now. September, I just keep seeing, it was July for the longest time, seeing that circled on a calendar like in my mind's eye. Now it's September. So there's another big shift going on in September coming up for a lot of people. For the better. This is not for the worse, but it can feel worse sometimes when we are, having to burn the binds of what's been holding us, hostage to this created reality. But look, we're burning the binds in this card. We're burning the binds in this card, or, breaking the chains here. So you, Canary, are breaking some sort of chain or bind to a past version of yourself to elevate, to rise, to actually have the relationship you want, to have happiness and peace, but it's coming at the cost of having to kind of die to your old self. or an old version of you, or showing up better. You're showing up better. He's showing up better as a result. Changes you're making to yourself, to your own happiness, to your own whatever, are going to positively impact the relationship. So it's almost like you're focusing on you, which is then putting him to have his point of focus also on you, which is very interesting. It sounds counterintuitive. Well, if I'm focusing on myself, I'm not focusing on the connection. Well, if you're focusing on yourself, he's also going to focus on yourself, you, which sounds, again, it sounds like, well, why would he? Wouldn't he just feel like whatever? No, because he realizes, you know, that you are the prize, and he wants to be the one that won the prize. You know what I mean? Let's go to the Confessions of a Soulmate deck. See anything else? Oh, you're going on holiday in September. Well, that'll be a fun time. I see it as a really good reset, or just, again, level up, level up, level up. All right. I mean, where did we start? Where are we ending? Communication. And on the back of the deck, we have I miss you. So especially if it's kind of been hit and miss with the communication, I do see that he does miss you or want more communication, but he's just kind of unsure how to kind of get the ball rolling with communication. I will read this though. I want to reach out to you. Yes, that's exactly it. But please be open to receiving communication from me soon. Your response will encourage me greatly, and I will be waiting to hear back from you. Okay, so yeah, once you may say something to him through, text or, verbally, you're saying it to his face, that will somehow get the ball rolling with communication to where he's showing up better. And it's because you've put the focus on you that he's going to then put the focus on you as well. And we have love. I want to make love to you, which you have never experienced before. I want intimacy in every way possible with you. I just want us to know each other like no one else before us has ever known. Your touch and your voice really heal me. Oh, I love that. So, even if you're still working toward this, or, things have maybe not been great in this department, I see a great and vast improvement here. So amazing. Oh, you have a good one, Sunseas. Oh, you're always so welcome. I'm so glad you got to come hang out with us. All right, Canary. So I hope that resonated for you. Let me just get one more. We're going to go to the Money Moves Oracle. I know that's not a love deck, but who cares? We're doing it. Anything else for Canary before we close out today? In her connection with D, anything she needs to know? Advice, guidance, wisdom, alchemy. Woo-hoo. Using witchcraft, occult, and again, that doesn't have to be nefarious or negative, and learning God's secrets. Transform the situation. And again, this is you working on yourself that will then somehow transmute or alchemize the connection that you're in with D. By focusing on you, it will then put his focus also on you. That's what I keep seeing over and over in my mind's eye. All right. So I think that's all she wrote for today. Let me just double check that we are up to date on our donations. If you're just joining us, or you've been kind of listening along while I've done personal readings for people, we did do a pick a card reading at the beginning, and I have timestamps here. I forgot to do one for pile one, but we will get that going right as soon as I'm done with this live stream. I just got chills. Why did I get chills? Let's see. What's going on? Why did I just get chills? I'm hearing do a small mini collective message for all that are still listening. So I love this. Okay. So by you shifting your focus from the things that have been heartbreaking or difficult to something that is more fun, exciting, fulfilling, you are having a creative breakthrough that is going to lead to a physical reality shift, change, morph. Let's also get one of these soul coaching cards. Anything else our little collective listening now or on the replay needs to know? Anything else at all? We have miracles and surrender. Ooh, very much in alignment with what we were talking about for Versha's reading earlier. I love that. All is well. I surrender to my inner guidance. And look at the blue waters there. And then miracles. My life is a miracle. Just remembering. Ooh, I have chills down my legs now. I wish you guys could see. But my legs are so white. What I see with this is reminding ourselves of the fact that we are in, yes, this false light matrix, false system, but we are still a lot of times thriving, or not just surviving, but we have good days. We have a lot of bad days, but we have good days as well. And that in and of itself is a miracle. You are a miracle. The fact that you are here right now is a miracle. You watching right now or on the replay. Love that the mini collective feel it will connect with me. Yes. Thank you so much. What you said was spot on so far. That is a conversation we haven't had about where things are going. Communication in person is good, but over text or phone is hit and miss. Yes. I was seeing like a mixed bag. Like, yeah, sometimes it's good with this, but other times, yeah, absolutely. Resonated perfectly. Thank you so much. Oh, you're so welcome. All right, let's close this out. Let's go to the Money Moves Oracle for all of us watching now and on the replay. Little mini collective. Anything else we need to know right now? Ooh, there's a surprise coming. Someone may be having a birthday or celebrating some sort of anniversary, wedding, something cool. Unexpected turn can bring positive change. Be ready for change. That is the name of the game this July. Also again in September, change. Big changes that are going to lead to sweet success. It's not difficult to get everything you want and enjoy it. It's simple, but it's not easy. We're playing life on hard mode here, but we've got this. We've got this, you guys. The fact that we're here and still kicking, like, ooh, and then we have fast changes on the back. Things happening suddenly in a short period and in a hurry. Take bold steps forward. We're taking bold steps forward in this room because next time you see it, it will hopefully, fingers crossed, be purple. Not my choice, although I love purple. It's a bold move. It's a bold move, but Wrigley is going to do it. Yeah, I am still doing readings. I'm just kind of doing a collective reading as we were kind of closing out because we did run out of donations. But if you want to send in a donation, we can get right into your question, Florence. Absolutely. Yeah, I kind of gave myself, I said, I can be live till around 1 p.m. and still kind of get everything done today in this room that I want to get done so we can go paint shopping tonight. And maybe look at the plants because I always have to look at the plants while I am at the hardware store. Always, always. All right, let me just double check our donation list that we are caught up. So far we are, but if Florence wanted to donate, of course I will hold out and wait for her. Let me just delete some messages or emails while I'm waiting here. Delete. Lots of junk mail coming in hot all the time. Pup Box, Shapermint, Old Navy, Ask a Prepper, Shields, Famous Footwear, Hay House, Michael's, Instagram, Shapermint, Famous Footwear again. Wow, Famous Footwear loves me. I am not even in the market for new shoes, so that's interesting. All right, let's delete. Oh my gosh. Just junk mail after junk mail after junk mail. Oh, a library I no longer have access to. Let's delete that. Ooh, thank you for responding. Your hold has been transferred to the regular print edition from the large print. Oh yeah, I accidentally put a hold on a book, the large print edition, and the lady emailed me from the library asking if I meant to do that. And I'm like, no, actually I didn't mean to do that. Let's do regular print. I'm not quite at the age where I need that. And in fact, I can still read something right here. I'm very, I'm nearsighted, meaning I can see things really well. But if I'm wearing my glasses and need to read something, or my contacts specifically, because with my glasses I can do this. With my contacts, I have to hold something out here because the contacts are correcting my vision for distance, which then affects my nearsighted. I can't read the right here with glasses until I do this. Or if I have contacts in, I'm just kind of screwed. I think they make bifocal contacts, but I've never looked into that, so I don't know how that works. So I'm kind of the reverse of people in their 40s, 50s, and beyond. I don't need reading glasses. I need to take off my corrective glasses to then read normally now. Where before I didn't have to do that. So maybe it's still affecting my vision somehow. I don't know. I don't think I ever had to do that before. Or maybe I'm just so used to using my glasses that when something's difficult to read up close, I just do this automatically. That when I do rarely wear my contacts these days, I really notice a difference. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, so she is sending one. Cool. Okay. So go ahead and post your question, Florence. We will get right into that for you. And I think we're going to go back to the gold foil tarot. Yes, we are. Woo. Okay. So what blessings are coming in the coming months? What does Spirit want me to know right now? Perfect. Okay, we're actually going to start with this. The answer is simple deck to see what blessings are coming in the coming months for Florence, tuning in and aligning with Florence's true spirit. Well, there's definitely something you can look forward to. And this card actually came out on the last live stream. I can't remember for who or why, but there are some changes coming that you really are looking forward to. Let's just see what area of life. Let's roll the astro dice for this one. Let's see what area of life these changes are coming. Okay, wow. So there may be some travel. We have, it's the 6th house, but I was reading it as the 9th house. It is a 6th house. So this could be your day-to-day routine or something you're doing daily is shifting or changing, but I'm still also going to go with my original 9th house. There could be some travel. We have the sun in Leo. So when the sun is in Leo, which in Vedic astrology, it's not yet, but in Western astrology, it's going to be in Leo soon, I believe. But when the sun goes into Leo, in whichever astrology you resonate most with, that's a time where your day-to-day routines are going to shift. There could even be something with pets. Pets are 6th house as well. Or if you don't have pets, it could be plants or your connection to nature as well. Yeah, this really does feel like travel or just feeling inspired or really following what your spirit is bringing forward. Let's just see if we can get some details on what is coming up, what blessings are coming in for Florence. There may even be with that Leo, I was really getting 5th house vibes before I really rolled the dice too, was something with your creativity or even being able to, 5th house really does deal with yes, gambling specifically, but that's not what I'm seeing for you specifically, but more like investments or determining what to invest in that you're going to be able to have a payout from later. And then we have the Empress card. So this could be stuff going on around your home, blessings coming in where you're just feeling really good at home. There may be some rearranging, deep cleaning, purging, decluttering that you're doing that's really coming in strong. Or if you've recently done that, you're going to find benefit because you've done that. This is also just feeling very much like trying new recipes, cooking new things. And if you've been feeling really burned out with like, what do I even eat right now? That's going to change. That's going to shift and change. Again, with travel though, I'm seeing something significant travel-wise coming up. It could be going on when the sun is in Leo, but I'm also seeing, again, September being a time that would be really beneficial for travel. Let's just see anything else Florence needs to know about blessings coming in the coming months. Okay, well, it's going to happen fast. There's going to be some swift changes. So especially if you have any kind of day-to-day work routine, home routine stuff that you want to make some changes or shifts with, specifically what's coming up, because we were talking about cooking earlier, I'm seeing a kitchen. Like if you want to rearrange your kitchen, like, oh, I'm just so sick of how this is, or I've got too many little kitchen appliances, like let me declutter, let me make this happen. I see you being able to make things more ideal for your situation very soon rather than having to wait a really long time for things to feel good for you. So you're going to be able to make these changes very swiftly and get the benefit from them also very swiftly. So let's switch gears now and go to what Spirit wants you to know right now. And we're, yes, going to put all these back, but go into this deck. What does Spirit want Florence to know right now? In alignment with her true spirit, what does Spirit want Florence to know right now? Ooh, we have step away from the crowd with the number 18. 1 + 8 is 9. You're closing out cycles. There may even be a specific person you've just felt like distancing yourself from. Or if you haven't like purposely felt that, you may notice there's someone in your life that you felt a distance with. This is by design, though, by divine design, because when you can just be alone in your own energy, you can really get a feel for what it is that you want without other people's energy kind of overlaying or overlapping on your energy to try to kind of sway you a different way. And not just people like in your physical vicinity, but people you're talking to online, people that you're talking to through your work. So this really could look like you going on some sort of trip or vacation, or even like a staycation where you're just kind of in your own energy for a few days to really get some clarity on, what it is that you want to do for your future. But let's just see what Florence needs to know right now. Ooh, we have balance. It kind of fell to the floor. So usually when a card slips like that, I say, it's possible for you, but it's going to take some work or effort just to balance all the different areas of life. Is that not everyone's constant battle? Is just to balance your work-life balance, your rest and your play balance, your spending time alone, spending time with other people balance, all the ways that we can balance our lives. So this is letting you know that it's going to take some effort and some work over these coming months, especially between now and September. It really feels like the time frame we're really zooming in on right now. That over these next few months, you're going to maintain or come to some balance in your life that's going to feel really good. You're making progress on projects or things that you've wanted to do or get done, and also balancing all that work and effort with being able to do more leisurely, restful, self-care type of activities that you're really going to feel excited about. Let's go to the Shadow Work Oracle and just see anything else Florence needs to know right now. All right. We have positive change. Yes. And those changes, again, they're coming in fast. But it says transform pain into strength and empower yourself. Ascend, evolve, and free. And this is really giving like distant shores vibes or distant travel. So again, with the travel coming in hot. If travel has been something you've been wanting to do, or if you have been doing it, that's awesome as well. It's going to help usher in some positive changes. Usually when we can get a change of scenery, even if it's just for a day, 3 days, 5 days, a week, a month, however long you can make this happen for yourself, you're going to feel when you do come home like rejuvenated, revitalized, inspired to make specific changes. Because when we can step out of our comfort zone and go in new directions, new places, even if we're visiting old places, if it's not our day-to-day town and routine, we're going to visit our hometown or going to visit a friend or whatever, even if we've already been there before, it still helps to inspire a shift or a change that when you do come home, you're ready to make these changes or let go of things that are kind of cluttering up your life, your energy field, your mind, your peace. All right. Anything else Florence needs to know right now? Woo, this one flipped. We have wisdom. All I truly need is within me. And you already have the wisdom that you're seeking from spirit because you are a spirit yourself. You have that spirit within you that any kind of inspiration, or I'm seeing it especially playing out in your thought process, like, oh, I should do this or I should do that, especially if it's going to positively benefit you in some way. That is your spirit speaking to you through your own thought process. But if you're noticing a lot of negative thoughts or like self-limiting beliefs, that's usually not your spirit saying those things. That's a lot of times these entities that come in through this kind of hive mind collective consciousness radio station, I like to call it, or your ego sometimes can play random mean things on loop as well. But usually it's outside negative entity interference or kind of this algorithmic kind of hive mind collective consciousness thing that can happen. Let's go to clarifying life situations to close out for Florence. Anything else Florence needs to know right now from spirit? All right. Connections guide. Harness the power of networks, cultivating meaningful relationships, and strategize your path to success. This is very much giving work vibes here. So it's funny because we kind of started with, or kind of went into this portion of your reading with step away from the crowd, but then we're coming full circle to like integrate yourself back in. So, and this is more on a personal level, and this is more on a work or career level for sure, about maybe making some new connections that are going to benefit you in your career between now and September, or feeling like a really good time where you're feeling like really making some positive shifts or changes in your career, especially with the people you're connecting with, the clients you're connecting with, that you're just feeling really good about your career overall in the coming months. And maybe there's some decluttering or unpacking you're doing with your day-to-day routines at work, because we kind of started the other part of your reading with that 6th house energy of daily routines, your work life, and making some very significant, maybe not huge shifts or changes, but little shifts or changes, especially with like how you have files organized on your computer, or just kind of cleaning up your email, or these kind of little decluttering projects that will help your workflow really be more smooth. All right. Closing statement for Florence. Anything else she needs to know right now? And we have trust your path. I love it. And we had that look forward card earlier, which I don't see it. But it was the guy looking forward. He was on his path by himself, just going forward. Trust your path. Listen to your intuition, seek direction, and embrace discovery. Answers reveal the journey within. So, and we did have, maybe you are stepping away from the crowd to kind of go on this hero's journey within, but also with work stuff, you kind of are doing the opposite. So it's almost like finding, again, that Six of Pentacles, finding the balance between when do I integrate with other people? When do I bring my energy, kind of be a little more selfish with my time and energy, and finding the balance between work and life, and how all that plays out, just all the mechanisms of how this well-oiled machine that is Florence works. But there's definitely some shifts, definitely some changes. We have the Queen of Swords and the Page of Cups on the floor. So there may be some prominent people coming into your life that are going to help you with communication, or really inspire some ideas with you. And then we have some surprises, good news coming in. And apologies for my dogs. Oh, and the star on the back of the deck with the High Priestess. Hello. A lot of good positive changes. And when you get lots of major arcana in your reading, that lets you know that the changes are pretty solid, life-changing type changes, and long-lasting. That's the word I'm looking for. All right. Happy Friday, Crazy Tempest. I hope you're doing well today. So good to see you. Well, we just wrapped up Florence's reading, so I do believe we are out of donations. So this is kind of the last call for anyone else looking for a reading before we kick off the weekend. Yeah, it's a normal day. Awesome. Did I put that in the right one? Yes, I think so. Oh, you're so welcome. I'm glad it was helpful. Yeah, it felt like there was a lot of little things, no real big overarching theme, but just finding the balance between work, life, play, relaxation, travel, just all the fun things that you want to do. Yes, absolutely, Crazy Tempest. Sure. Oh, we got a card flipped. Yeah, we'll just kind of hang out and chit chat while we wait for that donation to come in. For Crazy Tempest. All right. Get all of our decks cleared. When I shuffle, I always set the intention we're clearing the energy from the previous, whether I shuffle this way or this way, we're clearing the energy from the previous. Yeah, you don't go to this school. I put it in the wrong deck. There we go. I thought I did. I thought I put a wrong card in the wrong deck, or the right card in the right deck. Wrong card, right deck, right card, wrong deck. Yeah, I always like to, and I do these things kind of more internally rather than externally. But I can guarantee you guys, I am clearing the energy, and I always disconnect my connection to the person previous before getting into the next. Okay. All right. Crazy Tempest. Donation has come through. Let's get into it for Crazy Tempest. Tuning into your lovely true spirit. Let's just see what is coming through. General reading. Anything Crazy Tempest needs to know right now. Ooh, so there's some patience. And I'm seeing you as like the guy here in line, like, okay. Like he's chill. Like he's not too like yeah, I'm gonna get to go down the slide in my time. It's fine. This really, it's very interesting. This really does feel like it is having to do with your transition, and just, saving up money, and, just getting mentally prepared. That's what this feels like. It's like, yeah, I kind of want it to happen yesterday, but at the same time, like, I'm chill. Like, I know who I am. It's cool. This is going to happen when it happens. And we have the number 21 here, which is a very creative energy. So there's something specific about your transition over this next month that you're really coming to terms with, or like finding this sense of peace about it. Let's just see if there's any other messages that need to come through. Woo! Have some fun. Yeah, I mean, look, this is very childlike or inner child energy, going down a slide, riding like a carousel, being at some sort of carnival. I don't know if you're going to like a state fair or a carnival or something, but if you are, I feel like you're going to have some fun. Probably spending a lot of money too, because that's usually, we have our days of not being patient. I am probably one of the least patient people for something I really want. I'm like, oh, it's so hard for me to be patient, but I totally get what you're saying. But yeah, there's some fun coming up here. Something you're looking forward to, or if there's nothing you're really looking forward to. Oh, and funny, this number 21 is double. You double it and you get this number. 21 times 2, or 21 plus 21 equals 42. I just realized that. Very cool. What was I saying? Oh, if you don't have anything fun coming up or like on the cards right now, this is a good time to just kind of sit down and brainstorm, even if it's something you're doing on the cheap or for free. You know, a concert you want to go to, some shopping you want to do, something. If you don't have anything really to look forward to, I'm seeing this would be a really good time to just kind of do some brainstorming to, yeah. And maybe this is something you're wanting to do with a friend or a coworker, or just getting out there with maybe potentially a small group of people, like I'd say less than 5 people. You and a couple people are maybe potentially going to do something. This could even be family members, but I'm getting more of a friendly, like chill, hangout type vibe potentially with that. This also could be a work event specifically, because we do have some kind of collaboration going on here. There may be some sort of work event or work lunch. Lunch is being provided, food, some sort of entertainment, or there's an event potentially. Let's see. Or talk of this, maybe even if it's not coming up in this next month or so, there could be a plan or talk of a future event. Well, there's some fun news and a surprise coming in. This does feel very much tied to monetary gain. Normally I get a very creative type energy with this card, but this time I'm getting more of like monetary gain, or being able to acquire something that you feel is maybe lacking in your life right now, but you're like acquiring it. I'm almost seeing like a video game, like Mario jumping up, you know, hitting the 1-up, or hitting the little question mark, getting a 1-up, and then continuing on. And that being said, I actually have an 8-bit deck over in my closet that now I'm going to pull cards from that. So give me like 2 seconds. I'll be right back. It's just out here in the hallway. It's not too far. And I know right where it is because I just put it there. Okay, puppy, I hear you. I'm looking for a deck. I just had it. We just moved it. Where is it? I can't find it. Oh. It's a little yellow deck. Why can't I find it? Should be in here. Found it. It was right in front of my face. I found it. It took me longer to find. I knew where it was, but I was picturing where I put it, and it moved. Wrigley was in there kind of helping me move things around, so maybe he moved it. All right. It's the 8-bit tarot, fantasy tarot deck. All right, so see, very fun. Yeah, Nintendo. Okay. So this could even be that you are maybe doing some gaming or hanging out online with some friends. That could be why the draw to this deck. But let's just see any further messages coming through for Crazy Tempest. We have the 10 of Cups. Well, that's emotional connection with people. Again, could be family, but I'm getting more of a friendly type friends vibe. I do more online than in person. And that's really the vibe I'm getting too, is like an online game or an online forum, online, you know, group message, group chat, something like this. And it does feel, it can be one-on-one for sure, but it feels more like a small community of people that you communicate with about something very specific. Okay, so there's a solidification of something where you're feeling very good and at home in this group of people. And it's very interesting because these are very dualistic energies right here. So where maybe once you kind of felt or have been feeling a little out of the loop or a little left out in the cold, you're going to feel more integrated or ingratiated into the fold or brought into the fold to have more emotional connection. Or this could even be, I haven't really been spending time with some of my friends online or whatever, to where you're just putting more effort into cultivating these relationships and you're benefiting by having a deeper emotional connection with certain people in your life. All right, I'm hearing now to shift to something with work. So let's just see anything over the next month for Crazy Tempest for work. Work and finances, kind of usually go hand in hand. We have Queen of Wands, but it's kind of coming up. I have these, they're a square deck. So sometimes I put them in sideways, upside down, upside up, right side up. But this is usually, when this is upright, you're feeling very empowered. You're feeling very in your power. You're making what you're worth. But when it comes out in reverse, it does feel like there may be a bit of, I won't say resentment or animosity, but just kind of like feeling like you could have more money for the amount of work you do and how devoted and committed you are to the job. Like you deserve to be having more money coming in than is currently coming in. But let me get a clarifier on why this decided to come out this way. Because you put it in the deck that way, Amanda, that's why. Well, yeah, I get it. But I mean, I could turn it any which way, right, as I shuffle, and it's going to be whatever it is. But let's just see specifically how Crazy Tempest is getting empowered. Okay, so more money is definitely coming in. This is a potential raise, promotion, maybe cost of living raise of some sort, or tax break potentially, but I know we're not really near any kind of tax season stuff. But there's something coming in where you're bringing in a good amount more money. The company I am with right now, I am just over it until after surgeries and I transfer to another state. Yeah. And it's almost like you're kind of just riding this out, riding this wave until you're ready to be done, and then you're done. But somehow, some way, you're still being sustained financially. And then I do see the next career or work endeavor that you have, you're going to feel much more stable, secure. There's more money with it. You're just feeling more in your power. And this really could have a lot to do with your transition and just kind of being in this like limbo phase between who you've been, who you're becoming, and just who you know yourself to be, that it's like it's starting to write itself. And when that fully writes itself, not just internally, but externally as well, you're going to be much more in your power to be able to create more revenue or income for yourself. It really does feel like it all is playing a part hand in hand, where you're going to find a job that's way more supportive of your skills, your talents. You're more passionate about this next job, next endeavor. Let's just see if we can get a sneak peek. I know we're kind of just looking at this next month, but let's just kind of go further out into the future here and see when you do jump ship on this current path, what this next one looks like. Okay, well, you may be kind of in, you're kind of already in a limbo right now, but it feels like you're kind of stuck between, do I choose this direction or this direction? So let's get a clarifier. But it may come with also the decision between two really great options, and then you have to decide which company am I going to work for. And we have the Knight of Pentacles. Whichever one that you do decide to work for, you're going to be there a long time. I would say at least 3-5 years. Like it's going to be a stable, secure job, and it's coming with Nine of Pentacles is your hard work is paying off. You're actually being paid what you deserve. I see this position coming with like really great benefits, really good paid time off or vacation time, like 2 to 3 full weeks a year of just vacation time, like starting out of the gate. Like it feels really good. Like this feels like a really good shift compared to where, like, energetically where I'm feeling you're currently at, and you're just like, yeah, I'm not a fan. This is definitely going to be much better. Plus starting LLC due to the mentorship I am in. Oh, cool. Let's just get a quick card or two on that. Just see anything you need to know about that. All right. Things are going to move very quickly with that, and you're going to feel really excited and inspired to keep moving forward. You may even have some news coming in that, okay, you're good to go. Very funny too. We kind of started out with that mentorship card. I always call this a mentor-mentee, but also it can be just like a collaborative work environment as well. So that could be what this card was talking about earlier, specifically around you being able to have some fun or go to some sort of event, or even if it's online, it doesn't have to be physically. You're with this mentor that you're working with, that you're going to a physical event, but maybe it's an online event that's you're really benefiting from. Yeah. And then we have the balance of the spiritual and the, physical 3D world. So you're going to be able to balance everything that you're doing really well, to where you're having an income here, an income here. You're learning something over here with this mentorship stuff, that you're starting to feel really good. Oh, and then another LLC with the tarot stuff. Well, let's get a card on that. This one wants to come out. Well, we have the Tower in reverse. So this is like past energy, where things maybe were great and then you kind of had to pull back because of other things, other issues. But this is looking like you're finally able to build a solid foundation. Let's get a clarifier on this tarot, or tower. It is tarot, yes. Tower in reverse. There it is. You're going to balance it just fine. And it's funny because we were pulling this card before we kind of had that question come through with the other LLC with the tarot stuff. And then on the back of the deck, Page of Cups, fun, good news, creativity, inspiration. Again, good news coming in. So you're going to be able to do what you want. I know I won't do it for years to come, but figure to have fun while doing it. Oh, there you go. Yeah, it's something that eventually one of your endeavors is really going to take off and sustain you in such a way that maybe you are putting some of this other stuff on the back burner, but kind of just in the interim, in the meantime, it's going to provide extra income. It's going to be fun for you. Have patience that money's really going to flow in, especially from one main source eventually. And then over these next few years, your career, especially after transition, your career is just going to be able to build that solid foundation and really start to build, take off on something. Very cool. Very cool, Crazy Tempest. Well, wishing you the very best over this next month and, of course, into the near future as well. But yeah, things look like they're definitely going to start looking up. And then again, on the back of the deck, we just had this Page of Cups in the other deck. So yeah, fun surprises, twists and turns, spirits bringing good things, though. I'm seeing this as good things, good surprises. Between your transition, your friends, the mentorship, the tarot stuff, your career, like all of it, you're just finding new ways to move forward that feel more fun. So if you're finding that something's feeling like a drag or it's not very fun, just kind of find ways you can inject more fun into it somehow. Even if you're kind of gamifying your tarot stuff, like, okay, by this day I want to do X, Y, or Z, or just gamify. I keep hearing gamify. And maybe it's funny because we went to the 8-bit tarot deck here, to gamify results or gamify your journey on your path to make it more fun. Yeah, because I'm seeing like Mario hitting the 1-up question mark and then getting the green mushroom and running and being able to, yeah, it's like a new lease on life is what I'm hearing. I get it. So like change perspective in a way. Yeah. Especially where things, especially with career specifically, is kind of feeling like, yeah, I'm so over this BS. I'm ready to go. But just kind of gamifying or kind of making the most of it while you're still there, because it really will not last forever. It won't. Yeah. You really are doing a new start, pushing the whole like reset button on, how you show up here. So like, that's awesome. You're ready for this new beginning. And we kind of started this little deck out with the Fool. That's probably my favorite card in the tarot, and I'll tell you why. Because it doesn't exist in the Matrix. It's stepped completely outside this wheel of karma, all of this, matrixy stuff. It's like on its own, just deciding its own agenda, its own path forward. So the Fool is the best. Love it. All right. Well, I hope that resonated for you, Crazy Tempest. I am wishing you the very best. Look what's on the back of the deck. Yes. And a yellow butterfly. That might be a symbol for you, or you can even look up the animal totem of specifically a yellow butterfly. It's got a little bit of yellow pink spots there as well. But yeah, you can look that up. And then the number 2 is about connection between you and another person. It could also be connection between your human aspect and your spirit as well. You can look at it that way as well. All right. Oh, you're so welcome, hon. Absolutely. All right. Well, let me just check our donation list, see that we're all caught up. We are. Okay. Well, I am going to go ahead and sign off, go feed my child some lunch, and maybe get started back on our decluttering journey in this room. But we're looking real good. Jessa, if you're still here, I'm making progress. I will show you my phone so you can see. That's what I'm working with. I don't know who's texting me. I don't know what's going on. It's so out of space, and I don't know. I don't know. I know this is my Safari. This is my text message, I think. Well, I just, like, if I want to go into something, it's like I intuitively know where it is on the screen, but like, if I open one of these things, it may or may not open. And if it does open, I'm like, count my lucky stars. If it doesn't open, it'll give me a black screen with that white, like, spinning that's not even moving in the middle. And then I usually have to restart my phone. It might be the new iOS because I think it did upgrade. And then I have an iPhone 11. It's like 5.5, 6 years old. It's an older phone at this point. And I think that upgrade really royally screwed it up because ever since that, it says system data is taking up like so many gigs. Oh, it's the same one you have. Oh my gosh. I mean, yes, I love taking videos and pictures of my kids and my dogs and my flowers and my plants, but not to where my phone is literally ground to a halt like this. Yeah, it's like the 11 Max Pro or Pro Max. I don't remember the name, but it's got the 3 things on the back. I don't know. Yeah, it takes a lot now to update. And my husband had mentioned he's going to do another factory reset and then turn off that it won't update anymore, which I'm fine with that. I don't need it updating constantly. Anyway, oh, you have the same phone. Yeah, mine's the green one, I think. I think it was the first year that they had this green color. And it looks very gray on camera, but I can promise you it's more like a darker kind of sagey green. There we go. That's more true to life, but it's kind of giving gray as well, but it's green, I can promise you. Yours is blue. Oh yeah, I remember that kind of blue one that came out that year too. Get that back on. Turn my ringer on. Okay, make sure we're good. Okay, we're good. I do have a clock though, and we have 21 pilots, Josh and Tyler as my whatever. So I know the date and the time and how much battery I have, but that's about it. That's about all I'm working with right now as far as communication. So apologies if anyone's texted me and I haven't seen it. I don't know what's going on right now. But hopefully by the end of the weekend, this will be squared away. But we have painting to do. We have rug shampooing to do in here. We have beds to assemble and move in. But before any of that can happen, all the rest of this needs taken out. As you can see, we got totes of stuff over there and packing boxes and bags of donation, bags of garbage, just all the stuff going on. Yes, but I will be back here, hopefully fingers crossed. It may look weird. I may be in a completely different room. I don't know what Wednesday's Woo Woo Wednesday live stream is going to look like, but hopefully I'm behind a closed door and I got my tarot table and my cards, and that's probably all I'll need. And your lovely smiling faces as well to come in and hang out. But my husband kind of gave us a self-proclaimed deadline of 2 weeks as of July 4th. So however many days is after that, I think it's next Friday. So we're a week away. We're already a week into this endeavor, and I feel like we've almost done nothing. But hey, if you guys remember from my old tarot setup, I'll just put us here so you can see. Remember, there were these 2 big bookcases full of stuff. That alone took me 2 full days to, I didn't just move them. I went through things, decluttered, washed. I physically washed and dusted everything because dust accumulates, all the fun things. All my little, Funko Pop guys, I, cleaned them off as well. Just cleaned everything up, deep clean, got rid of some stuff, the whole thing. And I'm going to do an even deeper declutter of my books when all the dust settles, no pun intended, with the room swaps, because I have a lot of books and a couple of them I was kind of iffy on, like, do I even want this? Do I not? But I didn't want to sit there and add more time to my, progress by reading the inside flap or the back of each book to really know what it was all about, to decide if I wanted it or not. but I will have more time later on to go on that journey because after we get these rooms swapped, my big project is just to go through every nook and cranny of this house, declutter, deep clean, purge, reorganize things, and then we're we're getting rid of this carpet all throughout the house and getting like it looks like wood, but it's going to be like vinyl flooring, something that the dogs don't slide on, but can't be damaged by the dogs or kids. That's, easy to clean up, all the fun things. Carpet is not that. Carpet is not made for a lifestyle with two big dogs that run up and down the side of the fence and drag mud in here every time we water the yard. There's mud, so it's like, yeah, I'm over it. I'm over constantly keeping up with just the dirty floors in this house. Yeah, soundproofing. Oh, that's an idea. Yeah, and I won't probably have a designated area. It's probably either going to be, well, my room is very not soundproof because we have a wall that used to overlook, well, there was no wall there. It was an opening in the wall that overlooked the downstairs. That we now have like those it's white on one side with lettering and then silver on the other. It's like a styrofoam, like about that thick. What is that? About an inch thick styrofoam, because he framed a wall in and then put that up before Boston was born, because we didn't want our kids like falling into the living room from a bedroom, So we closed that off back in 2011, 2010, 2011. And it's just been sitting like that, unfinished since. It's really bad. It's really bad. I'm sick of living in like a limbo, like all these home projects that are kind of like started but not finished. Like we're ready. I'm ready to like just like let's do some things and like finish a project around here. So ready. And maybe my next house I'll have a designated tarot space, or if I can wait 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade, 4 more summers, Boston will have graduated. But that's sad. I don't want to think about that. But I'll have a room back again. If he moves out, he may move out or not move out and go to college and just stay home and save money that way. Who knows? And I did think of the whole she shed thing, but the she shed I want, it's probably all said and done going to cost like $30,000. And at that point, I'm like, why don't we just save $30,000 toward the rest of our savings for a down payment on another house? Like, let's do that instead. So I'm like, ugh. Could I just get it like 8x8 she shed and get some electricity and like a mini split and do that for cheaper? Yeah. But at the same time, that's still going to cost $15,000. And I'm not going to have the space and all of the, storage and, to have all my fun things. Because if I'm going to make a she shed, I want to do it right. And by right, I mean have a lot of space for my candle stuff, my tarot stuff, my plant stuff, my, whatever I get up to next with my autism and ADHD hyperfixation. Whatever I get up to next, I want to have space to do said thing or store all the stuff for said things. Yeah, the cost, I know. I have the space in the backyard. We live on about a 1/4 acre, so the space isn't an issue as far as yard goes. It's just, how much am I willing to spend on this as opposed to just saving that chunk of money for our next home? But yet at the same time, if I want to live my life a certain way, I almost will feel stuck here if I don't, So at this point, it's at least as far as the tarot, I can drag a table into, we have 2 bathrooms that have a door that close. I don't want to really be going live from a bathroom. That would be weird. And 2 bedrooms that are more soundproofed than, say, my bedroom. My bedroom would be the ideal place to do this because it's my bedroom. I can just put my stuff in there and call it good. But I guess we could make that a priority to just close off that wall and solve a lot of issues. We could do that. For the electrical, they can do the line from the main one up to 450 feet, something they don't tell people. Oh, that's free. Oh, okay. Yeah, and I would just literally have it like not against the house, but probably like a 3-foot space that you can still walk behind a shed, kind of off the house that, if we had to do maintenance or something around it, or like, snow removal, because that's something you got to think about. But yeah, it'd probably be like 3 feet away from the corner back down here, we're upstairs right now, like the back corner of this little section would be, there's no windows that a shed would block, and it's probably the flattest. We live on a hill, so it's probably the flattest place I could put a shed. But yeah, I probably want to build at least a 12 by 14 or 12 by 16 shed to make the space and money I'm spending worth it if I was going to do that. But yeah, because this room here is about usable space because you're not going to use right in front of the door because you need space to open the door. It's about 10 by 10. And then you have the addition of the little entryway here in the closet that would add, another 2.5, 3 feet to the room on the side, making it like 13 by 10, but again, not usable as far as open space. I need more room than this because just this, I feel very cluttered in this room and always have, even when it was more minimal than it is now. I've always felt like the walls are closing in my creative space. I need more room. I need more space around me, I think. So, but again, problem for future me to figure out and handle. But I'm going to go, you guys. Yeah, kids need fed. I need fed. Dogs are barking, all the fun things. But let me just double check that we didn't have any other donations come in. I don't want to leave anyone hanging. We're good. Okay, well, thanks again, you guys, so much for all those likes, comments, shares, subscribes, donations, and all the things. And I really, truly do hope to see each and every one of you right back here at Harmony Portal Tarot live in whatever room we're coming live from on Wednesday. But it's definitely going to look different than this. At least fingers crossed that it will look different than this, because if it doesn't, that means we really royally dropped the ball and didn't get very far. But that being said, I'm going to go, you guys. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next time. That'll be Wednesday at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. I will be live next. Okay, so hopefully I'll see you there. All right, guys, bye.